What is vibing? This is Vish, and today I'll be talking about Sadhguru or Eckhart Tolle, and who's better, who's not better. Honestly, that was just kind of a little, let's call it bait for you as you're watching. Mainly because, also don't mind the slow type of talking as well as catching of the breath because the nose is very stuffy due to allergies presently, so just a quick preface on that. But basically, there's no better or worse, obviously. It's what I've realized, which is, okay, I thought I had this new video idea, but then I realized I already made it, which was clarity or confidence, but excuse me. Bless me. I'm gonna note this other idea down, which I'm not gonna be telling you right now. But let's put it down, which is... Okay. Anyways. Another one. So... Okay. There we go. Honestly, because you're waiting and you've been watching so long, I'll let you know what the second one was, not the first one. It's just out of gratitude for your patience in watching, and it's called Pops. I'll leave it at that, but I basically had this pop, or let's call it 2 pops for this case, and I'll be making another video on what that is. But let's start with this video, and wow, Eckhart Tolle, Sadhguru, both in a way gurus for me. I mean, what is a guru as I've learned from Sadhguru? Sadhguru, actually, first off, to break down his name, literally means uneducated guru. Now you can view that through the societal norms and definitions and viewpoints as a dumb guru. But you see, being uneducated does not mean that you're unaware. It means you're uninfluenced, as Sadhguru says, unaffected. And that is truly who he is. He's able to express wisdom from the internal beingness that we all have. There is no need to read a scripture, read a book, listen to someone's lecture, even listen to someone speak like me. I just, right now, I'm acting hopefully as a little guide, a signpost, even as Eckhart Tolle likes to put it. So that's what a guru is. Well, that's what Sadhguru is, but a guru is actually one who sheds a light in the darkness. So obviously it's much more of a deeper meaning than the literal flashlight, but in a way he's a flashlight. I mean, he even considers himself a device, even. It's all about turning on that flashlight, knowing, first off, 1, how to access that flashlight, 2, how to turn it on, and 3, how to use it. Because if you're just using the flashlight pointing towards yourself, I mean, is it really helping? Well, if you were to point the flashlight pointing down, let's just say, and you're trying to go forward, is it really helping? Hopefully that's a more clear example. And so, yes, he's a guru as well as Eckhart Tolle. Although, in terms of just pure, let's call it verbiage or names, I refer to him as a spiritual teacher, as he refers to himself. So Eckhart Tolle is a spiritual teacher, Sadhguru is the guru. I'm going to first start by talking to y'all about the experiences I've had with both peoples, as well as where I'm at with them in this present moment. For that is all that we have, and we will ever have. Now, I usually do work classes, and I do this constant every so often checks to make sure everything's recording, so that's why I get extra close like that, so don't mind me. Actually, before I even continue, I just realized, when I said don't mind me, I learned this beautiful quote from another spiritual teacher. His name is Muji, which is, when you're experiencing something difficult, whether it's a thought, feeling, external circumstance, anything that comes your way, it's all about seeing it as it is and realizing that treat them as unwanted guests. You see, you can't kick them out. You don't have to necessarily agree with everything they're saying and agree with them being there, but you must accept it. You see, acceptance is truly what helps end that suffering. Suffering is really just the space that is formed due to what is and what is that you want. Acceptance closes that gap. It's almost like a wormhole. It's like, yeah, okay. Anyways, so the reason I even brought up that was connecting off of what I was saying with regards to the whole acceptance idea, but also wanted to give shouts out to the other people that have had huge, let's call them inspirations, not influences, inspirations on this journey of mine, the spiritual journey. Not my journey, I will take that back. It's just the journey that I'm on. So that's Mooji as well. He's a Jamaican guru, I think, or a Jamaican spiritual teacher, to keep it simple. Osho, a little bit here and there, has been of influence. Conscious catch right there. Not influence, inspiration. And then, let's see, Kasun Raigama, a brother. Parth Mathurya, also a brother. And then Varun Kanijao, also a brother. Truly brothers, just people that I actually have contact with physically, so meaning in person, right? Because these other people are just out of reach physically. Let's see, these are the main, and then yeah, I'll do quick shouts out to flowers, trees, butterflies. They've actually been amazing lights in terms of this path. But anyways, just want to first shout out them. And with all that being said, let's start with the spiritual journey. How did I even come across this path? Honestly, or full transparently, it was actually Eckhart Tolle. It was the power of now that really opened the eyes to even what is considered presence. Like, what is presence, right? Well, obviously the power of now is a beautiful depiction of what that even is, just the title itself. The book itself is really what opened this window of opportunity, not even opportunity actually, it was a window of possibilities towards realizing how there is a whole world within you to explore. It is the essence of your existence, if anything. So the power of now is really what opened the eyes, and I learned a lot. Then at that point, I wasn't watching too much Eckhart Tolle, to be honest. Yeah. But then came across Sadhguru, just whether it was through social media, his YouTube videos, really got me inspired as well. And then came the more, I guess, I was like, wait, I'm seeing Sadhguru on YouTube. Sure, there's Eckhart videos too. And so I started watching a bunch of Eckhart. And then I think it was a beautiful... stuffy nose. Then what was the beautiful thing that came the way was finding a podcast of Eckhart Tolle and Oprah, actually, where he was doing this New Earth series review, essentially, where he was reflecting on it, talking more about it in depth with Oprah, having even calls with people that had questions about it live. Well, it was all recorded, obviously, but at that time it was live, and so it was a beautiful another opening to this spiritual path. So that definitely opened the eyes. And then fast forward to realizing taking these spiritual things a lot more serious. And as Sadhguru calls it, you can either be a book yogi or an actual yogi, quote unquote. Or as I like to refer to as an aspiring yogi, which is what I consider me, quote unquote me, an aspiring one. And so got initiated into Shambhavi Mahamudra, which is a 10,000-year-old spiritual process which has been transmitted all over this time. And I got initiated by Sadhguru himself. Yeah. And that is currently where I'm at with this journey. I've been doing this every single day. Also do Isha Kriya. Also do Surya Namaskars every single day. Anyways, let's get to the focal point of this video. And I appreciate your patience in listening to everything and just the presence itself. That is one, I guess, aspect which will be developed, and you will, for those of you watching on this journey, will come to realize how this is an iterative process to where it's still me processing. And this is why I like to refer to this as a raw reflection, because it's all raw, right? So I'm not piecing this together. There's not really much of a structured plan. It's all coming from the beingness. It's coming from the presence. So, with that being said, that's where I'm at with both of them today. I still listen to both of the videos. Been reading books. let me show you I gave this out, so I got a new copy of this, which is The Power of Now. We got A New Earth, which I finished. I would love to read these again. Finished both of these, which I also gave it out to the brother Ashi Kasun, who I will, yeah. Point I'm making is I gave it to him. I also wanted to have a copy back again, so I got another book. This one is going to be interesting. Death. And it's super interesting, the title. A book for those who shall die. So shouts out to Sadhguru for that book, and amazing marketing scheme. This one I've yet to properly start. Gave this book out as well. Karma. It was actually to a girl. Shouts out Vishruti, because she took the time to help with filming. So that's that. And she was the Tamil American Reacts to video on my series. And finally, Inner Engineering right here, which I finished. Again, it's just here to read again. And right here, Stillness Speaks, also by Eckhart Tolle. Finished this. And currently on this book that the brother Kasun gave me, which I know this is kind of a pivot. Where'd I go? The book's not here. But anyways, so I just want to share those books with you to show you all where I'm at with this journey, what I'm reading. So obviously all these books are Eckhart Tolle and Sadhguru. Very, very beautiful beings that have shed a tremendous light on this path, and I'm so very grateful for. I would highly recommend you check them out. So now let's compare them briefly, because all of this is really just to share the journey that I'm on and where I'm at with them, and hopefully shed some sort of guidance as to things you could do. And actually, let's start with this. It's just a quick pop. If you were to explore this, if you're new to this whole spiritual journey, highly would recommend these two peoples. Would start maybe by watching the videos, which are a lot quick. It's like, as Sadhguru referred to as like tickling your senses for the spiritual path. So definitely check out Eckhart Tolle and Sadhguru with their videos. First, watch those. After watching those, then I would highly recommend you check out their books, which you could even read along the side. And then if you really want to further your process, do presence practices, as I've learned from Eckhart Tolle, which is, going out in nature, just being present, connecting with trees, feeling the aliveness in your hands. And then if you want to make it more of a serious spiritual process, get initiated into all these processes that Sadhguru has kind of been able to transmit and initiate you into, whether it's Shambhavi Mahamudra. There's a bunch of things after that, whether it's Shunya, BSP, and so on. But even before that, actually, I would highly encourage Isha Kriya to you all. It's a process that you don't have to get initiated into, but a very powerful 12-minute meditation process, formal sitting. There's a video that you can look up, Isha Kriya, Isha Kriya. And really the point of that is it gets you into the mode, and when you get really accustomed to that, then you can start the serious practices. So with now me sharing all of my experiences as well as recommendations as to what you should do with these people, I will now briefly express the differences I've noticed between them two and maybe the similarities. And I'm not going to go too much in depth because I want you all to experience this for yourself. Spirituality itself, it's a very experiential process. So, yes. Now, obviously the title might be a little clickbaity, but the whole point of this is something I'll probably make another video on, which is a lot of people are not necessarily seeking spirituality or wisdom, and these are the people that need it. So sometimes you might have to do things just really clickbaity to get their attention. And so that's why I probably am titling this video Eckhart Tolle or Sadhguru, something along those lines. But there's no or, it's a beautiful end, It's Sadhguru and Eckhart Tolle. But with that being said, Eckhart Tolle is a beautiful, beautiful man. Both inside and out, obviously, and he definitely seems to have a lot of inspirations from Buddhist practices, teachings, as well as Hindu, and obviously a lot of presence practicing is what he does. Very practical. Eckhart Tolle is very practical, I would say. Something you could practice all the time, which is very nice and beautiful, right? So that's like the main gist, to keep it simple, about him. Sadhguru is definitely a lot more serious in terms of nature, but at the same time he has a beautiful quote, which is, when you come, what was it? Life is a play. Don't be so dead serious about it, right? So point of that though is like you have to be serious about these practices, but doing these practices seriously will enable you to be this joyful, happy, kind of going person. So these practices include like Shambhavi Mahamudra and all these serious formal meditation practices, which is what Eckhart really doesn't kind of, not say recommend, but he's not really about that. He's more informal, practical. Again, both are obviously very useful for each individual based off of where they're at with their spiritual step and journey. So maybe both would be great for you. Maybe one of them would be great for you. Whatever is optimal for your, daily life. So that's like the main gist of differences. Similarities, obviously, they very much emphasize consciousness. I mean, that's a huge part of what I've learned from them. Another quick difference, Eckhart definitely seems a lot more simple. Sadhguru definitely makes it simple, but as I've learned from him, it seems like very yogic science inspired, and it's like a whole science basically behind how certain things work, and it's in engineering. I mean, it's the name of his program, right? So it's literally, there's a whole detailed processing of how you can do certain things. It's beautiful. It's like an instruction manual for life, which is kind of a beautiful thing. And it's not a holy scripture, right? It's just a very simple manual. How do you engineer yourself? Whereas Eckhart is, again, very informal. There's not much of that like that there. That's that. And then similarities, like I said, very much enforce really just about presence, awareness, consciousness. Definitely a huge part of both their beingness, and joy. As Eckhart refers to as joy, Sadhguru refers to more as ecstasy. I mean, similar things again. It's the essence of who you are is what they are able to help provide light to. So, with all that being said, I appreciate you taking the time. I know this video is a bit longer. There was a lot to be said as well as sharing the journey, but hopefully you found this helpful. Would love to hear what you're grateful for in this present moment. And with that, make it a great day. Take it joyfully. Stay conscious, and ecstasy.